Welcome to Sketch Picks and Chill. I'm your host, Mr. Chill.
And I'm Pixie!
Today is day 4 of the Funko Pop Marvel Advent Calendar.
I think I just heard thunder.
Uh-oh, let's unbox day 4 before the storm hits.
And for day 4 we have...
Thor. Well, that explains the thunder we heard.
What do you mean, Mr. Chill?
Well, you see, Pixie, Thor is the god of thunder in Norse mythology.
I thought Zeus was the thunder god.
That's Greek mythology. Norse mythology comes from Scandinavia, which includes countries like Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Iceland, and Greenland.
So Thor wasn't invented by Marvel Comics?
Nope. Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were interested in creating a new superhero who could rival the Hulk in strength, so they reinvented Thor as a comic book character. Thor makes his Marvel Universe debut in Journey into Mystery number 83, published in 1962.
This is basically my cue to say, does he have any powers? But we all know that Thor has thunder powers.
Yeah, that's right. Thor basically has the same powers in the comics that he has in mythology, such as super strength and the power of thunder. He also wields the mighty hammer Mjolnir given to him by his father, Odin.
His dad is in the comic too?
Yep. Odin got a Marvel makeover too, and just like in old legends, Odin rules as king of the gods in Asgard.
Where's Asgard?
It's like in outer space or something, but that's where all the gods live. There's actually quite a few of them who were adopted into the Marvel Universe. Like Loki. Loki is the god of trickery and mischief, and so he ends up making a great villain in the comics and movies.
Is Odin a good guy?
Of course, but in both the comics and the movies, Odin does take away Thor's power, turns him into a mortal, then kicks him out of Asgard.
Are you sure Odin's not a bad guy?
Nah, Odin was just being a good dad. He notices that Thor is getting a little too full of himself, so he banishes Thor to Earth to teach him a lesson. In the comics, Odin even takes Thor's memory away. Thor wanders around thinking he's a handicapped doctor named Donald Blake. In the movies, Thor keeps his memory but still loses his powers.
Does he get his powers back whenever he learns his lesson?
Yup, and the lesson he has to learn is humility. You see Thor's hammer?
Yeah, I see his hammer.
That hammer is Mjolnir.
I bet you're pronouncing that wrong.
Well, I bet you're right, but I'm trying my best, and that's what matters. Anywho, Mjolnir. Oh man, I'm self-conscious about saying it now. Thanks a lot, Pixie. Well, the dang hammer was forged in the heart of a dying star. No matter how strong you are, you can only lift it if you're worthy. When Thor is banished to Earth, he is unable to lift Mjolnir because he is unworthy. When Thor finally learns humility, he is able to lift Mjolnir and he gets all his power back.
I bet I can lift Thor's hammer.
I bet you could too. My buddy pointed something out about Thor in the latest Avengers movie. Something that went right over my head when I first saw it. In the beginning of the movie, Thor is in a bit of a slump. In fact, we've never seen Thor look worse. But when he reaches his hand out, Mjolnir comes to him. That is a powerful message. The message is, you are still worthy, even if you might not feel like it at the time. That's a good thing for everyone to remember, especially if you get into a slump like our buddy Thor. You are still worthy.
That is a great message.
Yep. In the first movie, Mjolnir is there to teach Thor to be humble when he's feeling too proud. In the last movie, Mjolnir is there to remind Thor he's worthy when he's feeling down.
Who plays Thor in the movies?
Thor is played by the terrifically talented towhead, Chris Hemsworth.
Towhead?
Towhead means blonde.
Did you just make that up?
Nope. Towhead really means blonde. Towhead. You can Google it. Chris Hemsworth is a terrifically talented towhead.
Stop saying that.
I've said it. I can't unsay it. You've heard it. You can't unhear it.
You are weird. Just tell us about the sketches.
Okie dokie. Here's my first idea for Thor. He's holding Mjolnir above his head as it's struck by lightning. This pose doesn't work with the Funko Pop figures because their heads are too big and their arms are too short. Funko Pop Thor will sadly never be able to lift Mjolnir above his head. This sketch is of Thor flying. In the comics, Thor doesn't really fly. He throws Mjolnir as hard as he can, and the hammer drags him along for the ride. I didn't like this pose because I thought that the foreshortening would hide too much of his cool costume. I went with this last pose here. It also hides his costume more than I would like, but it's still a cool pose. Thor is striking the earth with Mjolnir. As he strikes the earth, his cape is flowing and a bolt of lightning comes from behind and strikes his hammer. In the final drawing, I used halftone to give the lightning bolt a glowing effect. I've only used halftone to create texture and shadow before, so it was fun trying something new.
And now he's done.
And now he's done.
Primary colors.
That's right. Thor is another hero who's fond of the primary colors.
Who are you going to draw tomorrow?
Well, I can't tell you yet, but let's just say I hope you don't have arachnophobia.
I do not know what that is.
Something else for you to Google.
So weird.
I can't help it, but I hope that doesn't stop our viewers from...
Hitting like and subscribe.
Yeah, buddy. Hit that like and subscribe. Bye-bye, meow.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. See you later, alligators.
See you later. Bye-bye.